What if Artemis II wasn't just a mission to the moon, but also a silent experiment happening right above us? While the world focused on astronauts and historic images, something far more mysterious slipped into the skies, a rare aircraft almost never seen outside restricted zones. Why would something this sensitive be involved in one of NASA's most public missions? What was it really doing? And what did it see that others couldn't? This isn't just about a spacecraft anymore. In this video, we uncover the hidden plan behind this aircraft, why it appeared now, and how it could quietly reshape future space missions forever. The most surprising element of the Artemis II mission wasn't in space. It was flying quietly within Earth's atmosphere. The aircraft identified during the mission is the NT-43A RAT55, a platform so unusual that even aviation enthusiasts rarely see it in action. Unlike standard support planes used during launches, this aircraft is designed for one very specific purpose: measuring how objects appear to advanced sensors. This aircraft is built from a modified Boeing 737, but almost everything about it has been transformed. Massive radar structures replace the typical nose and tail, giving it a strange, almost unbalanced appearance. These aren't cosmetic changes. They house highly sensitive radar systems capable of analyzing objects with extreme precision across multiple frequencies. What makes this particularly interesting is how rarely this aircraft is deployed in public scenarios. It is typically associated with highly restricted test environments, where new technologies are evaluated under controlled conditions. Its presence during Artemis II immediately raises a key question. Why bring such a specialized tool into a mission that is already being tracked by countless conventional systems? The answer begins with understanding its core function. The NT-43A doesn't simply track objects. It studies how they behave when observed. It collects data on how surfaces reflect signals, how shapes distort detection, and how environmental conditions affect visibility. This level of analysis goes far beyond standard telemetry. By placing this aircraft near the Artemis II launch environment, engineers gained access to something extremely rare: a real-world test involving one of the most advanced spacecraft ever flown. Unlike laboratory conditions or simulations, this scenario provided dynamic variables: speed, heat, atmospheric layers, all interacting at once. This shifts the perspective of the mission entirely. Artemis II was not just about reaching the moon and returning safely. It also became an opportunity to observe, measure, and refine technologies that rely on understanding how objects move and appear in extreme conditions. And that leads directly to the next question. What exactly was this aircraft measuring during the mission? The true value of the aircraft becomes clear when we look at the type of data it was likely collecting during Artemis II. The mission created a perfect environment for studying conditions that are nearly impossible to replicate on Earth. One of the most important of these is how objects behave when moving through extreme atmospheric and thermal environments. As the Orion spacecraft accelerated during launch and later interacted with different layers of the atmosphere, it encountered intense physical effects. High speeds generate ionized gases, commonly referred to as plasma, which can surround the vehicle and interfere with signals. This phenomenon has historically made it difficult to track and communicate with spacecraft during critical phases of flight. The NT-43A is uniquely suited to observe exactly these kinds of challenges. Its radar systems can analyze how signals scatter, weaken, or shift when passing through disturbed environments. By capturing this data in real time, engineers can better understand how spacecraft appear under conditions that disrupt conventional tracking methods. Another key area of focus is how the structure of the spacecraft itself interacts with detection systems. Every surface, curve, and material influences how signals bounce back. During Artemis II, the Orion capsule provided a valuable case study. Its design, optimized for deep space missions, behaves differently than traditional aircraft or even earlier spacecraft. By measuring these interactions across multiple frequencies, the aircraft helps build a detailed profile of how the vehicle is seen by different systems. This is crucial for improving tracking accuracy, especially during phases where precision is essential. There is also a broader technological angle to consider. Modern tracking systems are evolving rapidly, and missions like Artemis II offer rare opportunities to test them against real targets. The aircraft essentially acts as a mobile laboratory, validating whether new sensing techniques perform as expected outside controlled environments. What makes this especially significant is that the data collected here doesn't just apply to one mission. It contributes to a growing understanding of how advanced vehicles behave in complex conditions. Each measurement adds another layer to a much larger picture. And that brings us to the bigger implication. Why does this level of analysis matter so much for the future? The presence of such a specialized aircraft during Artemis II reveals something deeper about how modern space missions are evolving. This is no longer just about reaching destinations, it's about building a complete understanding of how vehicles perform in every possible condition. One of the most important implications is the improvement of tracking reliability. Space missions depend on precise monitoring, especially during critical phases like launch, deep space travel, and re-entry. By studying how signals behave under extreme conditions, engineers can design systems that remain accurate even when traditional methods struggle. This becomes even more important as missions grow more complex. Future plans include longer journeys, more advanced spacecraft, and operations in environments that are far less forgiving. The ability to track and understand these vehicles in real time is essential for both safety and mission success. Another key takeaway is the integration of different fields of technology. The use of an aircraft like the NT-43A shows how knowledge from one domain can enhance another. Techniques developed for analyzing visibility and detection are now being applied to space exploration, creating a more interconnected approach to engineering challenges. This also highlights a shift toward real-world testing. Simulations and controlled experiments are valuable, but they cannot fully replicate the complexity of an actual mission. Artemis II provided a rare opportunity to gather data under authentic conditions, capturing variables that would otherwise remain unknown. There is also a strategic dimension to consider. Understanding how objects behave under observation has broader applications beyond a single mission. It influences how future vehicles are designed, how systems communicate, and how environments are navigated. Each insight gained here contributes to a more advanced and resilient space program. Perhaps the most important lesson is that major missions often serve multiple purposes at once. While the public sees the primary objective, traveling to the moon, there are layers of additional research happening in parallel. These hidden efforts are what push technology forward in meaningful ways. In the end, the appearance of this aircraft during Artemis II is not just an unusual detail, it is a signal. It shows that every mission is now an opportunity to refine, test, and expand what is possible. Artemis II may be remembered for its journey around the moon, but behind the scenes, something just as important was happening much closer to Earth. A rare aircraft, almost never seen in public, was quietly collecting data that could shape the future of space missions. It reminds us that every major breakthrough comes with layers we don't immediately see. So the real question is, how many other hidden systems are already part of missions like this? Share your thoughts in the comments, I'm genuinely curious. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on space exploration and scientific discoveries. Your support truly makes a difference and helps this channel grow. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.